What's happening? What's happening, YouTube? It's DJ Punch Boxing Talk. This is the first episode, man. It's crazy. I was watching Trill Boxing Talk earlier too. Shout out to the LDBC, Black Fight Fan, 78 Sports TV, the General, Fred, Barbershop Conversation. He the one that really kind of inspired me to do the video and was like, just do a video. I ain't never did no video before, so but RP Sweet P Whitaker, that was like really the first boxer that I really kind of ever really like knew, besides maybe like Muhammad Ali or something like that. That was pretty much like the first boxer I ever really knew. The story is still kind of crazy about how it happened and everything. I really don't even know how it happened or none of that really, but it's crazy, man. R.I.P. to him, and it been real crazy all day, thinking about what he meant to me, what he meant to the fight game in general. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's just crazy when I think about it. You know what I mean? Still that he passed. 55 years old. We had him for 55 years. So one of my top 25 best fighters of all time. I really need to do that on. Now that I'm making videos now, shout out to Fred. I'm making videos. He said send you the video, so I'm gonna send you this after I'm done. When I found out this morning, it was like 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. It was like 10 o'clock, and I had to call my dad immediately because he was the one that put me on to Pernell Whitaker. One of my first fights I ever really remember watching was Pernell Whitaker, and I think his name was Jorge Baez or something like that. We had it on tape. You know what I'm saying? So I think that was in like 1991, one of his homecoming fights. Sweet Pea was one of them people. He definitely was doing those homecoming fights all the time. You know what I mean? He really paved the way for a lot of the people that's doing that now, like Shakur Stevenson's, Terrence Crawford. Who else? Andre Ward, definitely he was doing them hometown fights in Oakland. You know what I'm saying? So it's been a crazy day, and I was just like, man, I was texting back and forth with Fred from Barbershop Conversations, like I was saying before, texting back and forth with him after I saw his video and how much Sweet Pea passing meant to him and meant to his family. So I was just like, man, you done got me tearing up over here in my studio, watching your video, man. He texts back like, yeah, my bad, this and that. And I was just like, man, he was like saying how much he meant to him and his family, you know what I mean? So it was crazy, man. And RP Sweet Pea, man, it's crazy, man. So it basically inspired me to do my first boxing video, because I had been meaning to really do this for a minute. But I was just like, man, really been procrastinating and shit. And I finally jumped on here and did me a video. You know what I mean? So definitely, you'll be seeing a little more of me. You feel me? I want to keep it going. Eventually, you start going live on here, and I'm a boxing nerd at the end of the day. That's what I do. I'm besides me, running my coalition, Mixaholic DJs, and running my store, the Mixaholics Music and More Shop. Out here in Lafayette Square, Naptown. You see the Freeney. Colts all day. Colts Nation. You know what I mean? It's what it is. We definitely, I'm still thinking about Sweet Pea, man. It's crazy, really, though, man, that he ended up passing like that. And when I told my pops earlier today, about 10 o'clock, I saw it on the Smoke City Mobcast page, on the Instagram page, and it said RIP Sweet Pea. I was like, man, ain't no way. I was thinking it ain't no way that could be true. So then I went and Googled it. And I was like, damn, it's true. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I went to Twitter first. I went to my Twitter page. I'm like, if he's trending, then it's true. And that's crazy that's how you gotta feel. Like when somebody's trending, usually why they trending, because they usually died or something, or got into a bad accident. It's usually something bad why they trending. So I seen it. He was trending on there, and I pretty much knew it was true after that. And I started seeing different RIP tributes and stuff like that. So man, I just been thinking about him all day, man. Really was funny too. I was talking to Fred from Barbershop Conversations about this too. In a text message that we was talking about, and I was just telling him, I was just like, I've been watching. Shout out to Blood Boxing too, LDBC. We in here strong. You know what I'm saying? I've been watching the Blood Boxing documentaries, Sweet Pea documentaries, like for the last 2 months. I'm talking about non-stop, man. Watching it, waiting for that part 3 to come out, and that's made me just go and research Sweet Pea fights for the last like 2 months. I've been on that heavy, extra heavy, man. And then he just passed all of a sudden, so it was like, man, I've been on his fights heavy, man, heavy. So. You know, I mean, it's man, it's wild to think about it. You know, uh, some of his most memorable fights for me was probably my most memorable is I would have to say it's probably a tie between probably the Baez fight, because that was the first time I really ever got exposed to him. Was that fight, and then 2 would probably have to be the Oscar De La Hoya fight where he got robbed. In my opinion, as a kid, I thought it could have been a draw when I was young. I was like 6th, 7th grade then at that time, and just started boxing and stuff like that for a few years. You know, I had been boxing for a few years, and I really didn't know like what I was looking at. I don't think, but I'll probably go back and watch that fight tonight actually, and score, and come back on here for my next episode, and maybe talk about that. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. R.I.P. Sweet Pea. I need to go ahead and look up his record or something on Box Record or something. I was thinking about doing some of that stuff, but I'm like, man, I'm just really just sitting here kind of trying to reminisce about him. I remember one of the fights he came out with a marching band too. That was definitely something else when he did that. Some of the other memorable fights I'm thinking about too now off the top of my head is the Trinidad fight. The Trinidad fight is probably the only fight where he actually got hit in. he got hit a little bit in that fight. Definitely the best defensive fighter I've ever seen. People say Floyd Mayweather, but he probably the second best I've seen behind Sweet Pea. You know, I pretty much shaped my whole game after Sweet Pea, except for I wasn't doing southpaw all the time. I was a switch hitter when I did it, but he was basically like really who I patterned my whole style after was him. You know, with just instincts and really just making boys miss. That's what I was on. You know what I mean? And I got that from Sweet Pea. Hold on real quick, y'all. But yeah. Oh yeah, shouts out, yeah. Keeps that on me too. I always keep that. That's my logo too. I need to get a DJ Punch Boxing logo too, made like with a glove or something. I'll probably have that coming soon. Just for this channel. I probably end up doing that. Shouts out to Mozart. Best in the game. Get at it. For all your needs, you feel me? Get at us, Mix House Music and More Shop, for any of the other stuff that you need too, like as far as music wise. We got a boutique and we also got a studio in there too. At Mixaholics Music and More. Get at us. Mixaholics Music and More Shop, that is. But yeah, man, R.I.P. to Sweet Pea, 55 years old, man, 55. Definitely gonna be missed. For sure. Definitely gonna be missed. This weekend's fight, expect for it to be, a 10 count, honorary 10 count at the Pac Thurman event. I should get on him too. I should get on Ponytail, but this video right here is about Sweet Pea. R.I.P. Sweet Pea. I'll probably do another video. Since I'm doing videos now, I'll probably just do another Pac and Thurman breakdown. I might just do a breakdown. So definitely, man. You know, my first video, DJ Punch Boxing Talk. Salute to everybody who checked in. Shout out to the whole LDBC. Naptown, we in this thing, you hear me? And you know what it is. Get at me next time. Let's go.